you feel right now in your business? Hi, y'all. Thanks so much for joining me. In less than 15 minutes, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 strategies that we can use as small business owners to reduce the stress that we are experiencing. Please like and share this video if you get value from it. I'm Dr. P, and I'm a strategic business coach, and I work with small business owners to help them to improve their businesses by learning strategies to help them with improving their goals, their processes, and their operations. And I specifically work with micro business owners. So it's the smallest of the small business owner, right? So, how stressed do you feel right now in your business? I mean, be honest. Maybe no one's around. You can just say it out loud, but be honest with how stressed you're feeling right now in your business. And I wanted to share this article I was reading, right? That was talking about the fact that on average, small business owners lose 44 minutes of productivity each day because of stressing about business performance. So, small business owners who identify as male or female have noted differences in how often they report being stressed in their business. I mean, some of you might be saying, oh, that's no surprise. There are differences between individuals who identify as male and those who identify as female who are also business owners. Don't worry, I'm going to come back to that later in this video. And if you're listening to it, the replay on the podcast, thank you so much. And we are also going to touch base on that later on in this recording. So it is important for us as small business owners to recognize that we are experiencing stress and to identify the strategies that we can use to reduce that stress. It really is important because when left untreated, that stress can cause us our mental health, and it might even cause us our businesses. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 strategies that you can use to help you with reducing the stress that you are experiencing right now in your business. And you can feel free to drop a question in the comment box. I'll respond to it as soon as I get a chance. So back to that article I was talking about. So that article was actually on the New York Post, where I read about, the amount of time people lose each day, stressing about business performance. And that article was written by Max Knobloch. And Max Knobloch cited a study that was conducted with 1,000 small business owners. And the results of that study included small business owners reporting that they were losing on average 44 minutes of productivity each day because of stressing about the performance of their business. So this means that in 1 year, small business owners were losing 191 hours stressing about their business. Can you imagine losing 191 hours stressing about your business? So let's be honest, that is a lot of productivity hours lost. There's so many things that I know I could do in 191 hours for my business other than stressing. And I'm sure you're over there saying the same thing. So let me put this another way, right? If you compare these hours to a 40-hour work week, 191 hours is pretty much equivalent to 5 work weeks. So again, you're spending about 5 work weeks stressing about the performance of your business. You're not doing anything productive. You're actually spending time stressing. So are you seeing how much time that we as small business owners can be losing to stress? If not, let's do some more math on how much stress is costing you. Seriously, take the amount of time that you value your time at per hour and multiply that by that 191 hours. So if you're thinking that your value per hour is $70 an hour, or you've already worked this out for a fact that your value per hour is $70 an hour, multiply that by 191 hours, you're looking at losing pretty much $13,000 a year. Can you really wrap your head around losing 191 hours or losing $13,000 to just spending time on stressing about the performance of your business? I mean, stress is no joke, but it doesn't mean that we have to spend this amount of time and money, on stress. We should be spending it on, useful things in our business to help grow our business, and being productive too. That's also a great way to spend your time. At least I know for me, it's a great way to spend my time. So Gallup conducted a study in 2020, right, and found that small business owners who identified as female reported being more stressed than those who identified as male. Remember, I had mentioned some differences between males and female business owners. That's one of those differences, that female business owners reported having higher levels of stress than male business owners. And in that article, they went on to talk about some of the factors that can be contributing to that difference. And some of those differences that they included were things like the fact that female business owners might tend to have fewer employees, and they might be self-funding their business, or they're getting their business funded by a family member rather than through bank financing. So it was just really highlighting some of the differences in how businesses are funded and how that could be adding to the stress that female business owners are experiencing compared to male business owners. So as the small business owner, we have that responsibility of managing our business so that it can grow while producing enough revenue to pay ourselves as well as to pay our employees that we decided to bring on board with us in our business. So no pressure, right? Being able to grow a business while also being able to find sources of revenue to pay yourself and to pay your employees. Yeah, no pressure, right? But the thing is that responsibility also includes dealing with day-to-day operations in our business. Day-to-day operations in our business also means we're dealing with daily problems too, right? So again, this is what we're facing as small business owners. We're managing our business so that it can grow, and that growth includes daily operations in our business, being involved in those things, and those daily operations do include daily problems that we are facing. And some of those problems can include technology issues, computer problems, your website going down. I was speaking to a business owner once, and they mentioned that their website stopped working in the middle of the day, and we had a very interesting conversation on how they ended up solving that problem temporarily and then permanently. And some other problems can include employee complaints, customer complaints, issues with customers paying you on time, or maybe even lawsuits, depending on the type of business that you have. And I agree, those things are quite stressful to be dealing with. Hands down, they're stressful. But having to deal with these things can tend to take a toll on our mental health. And when we start to have that toll on our mental health, that really does impact our productivity. It also impacts our motivation, our drive, and it can impact how much we're actually doing in our businesses, and can cost us our businesses. And by that I mean it might cost us our business in the fact that we have to close our doors. So this is why I really wanted to talk about this topic of stress. Stress ain't no joke. We can't be ignoring it, and we have to learn strategies that we can implement to reduce it, because we need to be able to balance and manage our experiences with stress while also growing our businesses. So when you're thinking about how stressed out you are, think about how long are you working? Are you working throughout all day and all night without taking any break, or just taking minimal breaks? Because added to those problems that I mentioned before, you're constantly working, and some other things that can come into play with all of that could be some underlying anxiety that we might fail. That's another thing that comes into play. And that might be the reason why we think we have to work through the day and the night, just so we can keep our businesses afloat. And if that's the case, then I highly recommend that you listen to these strategies to see which one you can implement to help you reduce the stress you're experiencing. And if you think that what you're experiencing is by far greater than just a little bit of stress, then I highly recommend that you reach out to a mental health professional, to help you work through the issues that you're currently facing. So as small business owners, we need to Admit and recognize that we're feeling stressed. We do. We have to admit and recognize that we are worrying, that we have the anxiety about how our business is performing. And in some cases, that we are feeling depressed about the current outlook of our business. We really can't keep pretending that everything is fine in our business when it isn't. Stop pretending that things are fine. Stop pretending that you got it. You don't need no help from no one. You need to stop pretending and recognize that you are under stress and identify the strategies that you can use to help you reduce that stress. So that's what I want to be talking about today. And by the way, not taking time to review the metrics towards your goals doesn't make the stress, the anxiety, or the depression go away either. If anything, not reviewing your metrics keeps you in the dark about how successful your business is actually, or it keeps you so unaware of the problems or the threats that your business is encountering right now that you might actually be able to address right now before it grows into something even more problematic. So if you're thinking, hey, well, if I just don't spend no time looking over, my metrics to see how my business is doing, I ain't got to worry about nothing. I could just keep worrying on, keep thinking about these things that I'm working on, and I'll just ignore it and I will never get any stress. That is not a positive way to deal with this. You have to take the time to look at your metrics so that you can identify where your business is in comparison to where you want your business to be. So that brings me to those strategies I wanted to share with you about how you can reduce the stress that you are currently experiencing in your business. So first strategy, not everything is going bad in your business. Identify those things that are going well in your business. But to do that means that you need to be able to set targets for your actions and then analyze how you're doing towards reaching those targets. Remember those metrics I was mentioning just a few minutes ago? So with those metrics, when you're reviewing those metrics, that can help you see what's going well, and it can also help you identify what's not going so well. So that's the first one. The second strategy you can use is identify what is stressing you. There has to be something in your business that is the source of your stress. As business owners, we need to identify those things that are causing us that stress that we are experiencing. And here's something I want you to bear in mind. What might be stressful for me might not be stressful for you, and it might not be stressful for another business owner. This is why it's important for each of us to be able to sit and really review what's happening in our businesses. It could be in our professional, in our personal, in the economy. Look at what's really impacting you and causing you that source of stress. And by the way, don't ignore it, because remember, ignoring it is not going to make stress go away. The third thing I want to share with you is include the word no in your vocabulary. Today, I actually had a coaching session with a client, and we were talking about this very same thing, about saying no to others. Honestly, when you say no, it is a good starting point for reducing that stress that you are experiencing. Because when you say no, you are protecting your boundaries and you are protecting your schedule. So don't be afraid to tell others no. Because what's the flip side of that? You say yes to everything, and then what? You feel all stressed out that you don't have enough time to do all those things that you committed to. Just think about that for a minute. Because if you had taken the time to just say no, then you would have been protecting your schedule. You would have created boundaries, and you'll be able to accomplish those things that you wanted to accomplish in your business. So remember to include the word no in your vocabulary. A fourth thing is delegate and outsource, or delegate or outsource, depending on how your business is set up. So this is a big one for several of us. I mean, even including me. So it might be just you right now in your business, or you might have a few employees. If you have some employees, then start delegating tasks to them for them to complete that aligns with their strengths. And if you're not aware of their strengths, hey, you got to spend some time to actually assess where they are, and the strengths that they bring to the table, because that's going to be so beneficial for you and your team and your business in the long run. Or if it's just you, start looking at what you can outsource to other professionals for them to do. And again, it's very similar to looking at your strengths. What are the things that you have those strengths in that you can accomplish in your business? And what are those things that are kind of like your blind spots, your weaker areas that you can outsource to others for them to complete? So that means taking things off of your plate so that you can actually see things getting done, and it can help reduce that stress, right? The point I'm trying to make here is, as small business owners, yes, you are the small business owner, but that don't mean you have to do everything in your business. You can delegate to others, or you can outsource. I know I mentioned I was going to do 4, but I really want to mention this 5th one, right? The 5th one I want to mention is have some me time. Yes, I said it, some me time. When was the last time you stopped checking your email, that you stopped checking your social media? We really need to walk away from our emails and our social media and take a break. Also, when was the last time you took a break from developing a product, or developing a service, or developing a new process for your organization, or a new operation for your business? We really need to reserve some time in our schedule to read for fun, to take a drive, take a walk, watch a movie, or do something that we really enjoy that is not related to work, that is not related to your business. Yes, that is possible. We can do things that are not always related to our business. We do need to have that me time. Hell, when's the last time you even took a vacation? Those are things you need to factor in your business to help you with reducing that time. By the way, DreamHost has an article, and in that article, they offer like 3 more strategies that I haven't mentioned that you can also implement to reduce your stress levels as a small business owner. Yes, as small business owners, there's lots for us to do on a daily basis, but we need to be monitoring our stress levels so that we can maintain our productivity and build a successful business. Also, if you are feeling really overwhelmed by stress, by worry, by anxiety, or depression, as I mentioned earlier, I highly recommend that you reach out to a mental health professional so that individual can help you. And if you're not sure how to get started with finding a mental health professional, send me a DM and I will help you get connected to a mental health professional. So remember, we started our businesses for a reason. Don't let stress cost you your business. Use these 5 strategies that I shared with you to help reduce your stress that you are experiencing right now in your business. So I'm Dr. Priscilla Kuser of Priscilla Kuser Consulting Solutions. Remember, solutions plus actions equals results. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye, y'all.